welcome or welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the wonderful world of motorbikes in Saigon. This is what we're going to do in this video. I'm going to take you on a motorbike ride across the river into District 2, where the grass is greener, so to speak. It's where a lot of the white Western people live, to an area called Thao Dien. And along the way, I'll point out some of Saigon's iconic architecture, like the Saigon Bridge that you can kind of see behind me in the distance, the tallest building in Saigon, the landmark 81. I think it is the second largest building in all of Asia, really. Anyway, I'm going to hop on the motorbike and I'll point out some of the landmarks along the way and show you what Thao Dien is all about. Okay, off to my right here is Khao Basan, the Saigon Bridge. In the distance, that's the landmark 81, Saigon's tallest building. And this is what motorbiking on a Monday afternoon looks like in Saigon. And Thao Dien is a place many people are surprised I have not moved to yet in Saigon, given that I've been here for a larger part of 2 years. And Thao Dien is where most of the long-term Western expats live. But it can kind of be used as a derogatory term sometimes. I've heard some of the expats that live in District 1 call the District 2 people Thao Diens, like they're a little too Western to fully integrate into the nitty-gritty of real Vietnamese Saigonese society, and they'd rather sort of watch from their glass bubble in Thao Dien. It still largely feels like Vietnam, but I get their meaning. I understand what they're saying, because yeah, Thao Dien, if you go out in Thao Dien, it's like, it does feel like you're in some European city or an American city. It is very Western. A lot of like pizza places, hamburger places, craft brewery joints. There's an American diner. So Thao Dien is very different than District 1, as you'll see when we get over there. But it is filled with very many coffee shops and co-working venues. So if you are a digital nomad and you want a kind of cleaner, more comfortable, quieter place to stay while you're in Saigon, Thao Dien is not a bad idea. And but as you'll see, it's going to take about 10 or 15 minutes. It usually takes about 10 or 15 minutes to get over the river and through the woods and over to Thao Dien. And I'm hoping you can hear me right now, because the wind noise to me in real life here is quite deafening. So I'm hoping the mic is picking up my voice and not the wind tunnel that I'm hearing. I did look at an apartment, a few apartments over here, but you've got to really thoroughly do a thorough search for an apartment in District 2 or anywhere when you're dealing with Vietnamese real estate agents, because they see the white Western face and they just immediately start showing you the nicest, most expensive buildings. So I looked at an apartment here in Sun Hoa Pro. I think it was in this building. Yeah, it's either in this building or that one. And it was, they started at $1,200 a month and they went to like $2,000. I was shown a unit that they thought was like good for me that was over $2,000 a month. And let me make sure I'm going the right way. Thao Dien, Saigon, I guess. No, I'm not going over the bridge. Yeah, I gotta go straight here. Here was the building. Yeah, I guess it is this Sun Hoa Pearl. Yeah, here was the apartment complex. Sun Hoa Pearl, right, yeah. So I looked at a unit there, and they thought the unit was like good for me. It was $2,000 a month. You know, if I'm gonna spend $2,000 a month, it's not gonna be in Saigon. And then I looked at another one-bedroom apartment just on the other side of that bridge, the Saigon Bridge. And that was, they wanted $1,500 a month for an apartment there. A nice big building, brand new building, a large saltwater pool, a nice gym, you know, little shopping district around it. A lot of planned communities out here. But I kind of feel that if you live in one of these really overly groomed, overly planned communities, pop-up cities, you're kind of missing out on the culture of Vietnam. You're not getting much Vietnam in Thao Dien. But it is a safe place to live where you are striking distance to downtown and to Saigon proper. Okay, so we're getting close. We are getting close to our final bridge crossing into Thao Dien, and you'll see what I mean. But here on the edge of District 1, it's already starting to feel a little bit like District 2, like Thao Dien with these large planned mini cities almost, with all the apartment buildings and the shopping, planned shopping and amenities nearby. Okay, I haven't done this in a while. Where am I going? Across the bridge. I think I'm doing this right. Yeah. All right, over the river and into District 2 and Thao Dien. Khao Saigon. So this would be the Saigon Bridge. And I don't know what that is. I think this might be this train station over here to the left might become part of the new subway hub, the new transit system in Saigon. I think right now it's a line that just goes all the way down into District 2. And it really sounds like a wind tunnel now, so I'll have to check this audio later and see if it's even worthwhile using. But if you look back behind us here, there's the landmark 81, and that cluster of buildings around that landmark 81 back there, that cluster of buildings back there, the cluster of buildings back there around the landmark 81, that's one of those mini cities. It almost feels like a little Beverly Hills of Saigon. It's got a nice park, nice shopping mall, and you really do not feel like you are in downtown Ho Chi Minh City at all. Okay, let me pay attention to my map. I think we've got to do a loop. Yeah, so these buildings up ahead, that Masteri building, I've met dozens and dozens of people here in Saigon, dozens of Western friends and Saigonese, kind of like high-so Saigonese, you know, high society, or you know, the up-and-coming, the socio-economically forward set of Saigonese friends. They all live in that Masteri building. And, you know, it's like any run-of-the-mill large apartment building back in the United States, where the elevators are kind of dirty. The gym is kind of worn out. The pool is not something I'd want to jump into without a tub full of bacitracin to wipe myself down with afterwards. So if I were to move to Thao Dien, to District 2, I don't think it would be to live in one of those super big apartment complex clusters, one of those mini cities. I think it would be to take advantage of some of the space around here. You can already see that we're looking at a park without it being dwarfed by a skyline of old buildings. There's a lot of green parks, a lot of greenery, a lot of undeveloped or properly developed land here in Thao Dien. Let's see. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I see. I gotta take a left here. Yeah. All right, let me find my way. All right. Bear with me as I get lost for a minute. I see. Yeah, it's down there. I remember now. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's see. All right. Here. Okay. So we're headed to a little coffee shop. Coffee shop and co-working called The Hive. I found it one day when I was looking for a co-working office to rent because I needed a really stable internet connection and just a quiet, professional place to work. I didn't end up renting an office here because there was no like hot desk rate with 24-hour service. A lot of co-working offices, when you rent the hot desk rate, you might like get locked out of the building after 6 o'clock, but you could stay there, you know, as long as you like stay inside the building, or some long-term tenant will let you back in after 6. But here they, I don't think that was the case. I think the issue was that it would have cost me, I would have had to spend $800 to rent an office for the month. And the hot desk day rate, I think it was about 300 VND, about $12. And I'd get thrown out essentially at 5 o'clock, and my work day really starts at midnight and goes until 10 a.m. So it was a useless, turned out to be a useless idea for me to work at this co-working space, but the building and the complex that it's housed in and the coffee shop out front are kind of cool. But here, like El Gaucho Argentinian Steakhouse, that's not your $1 fee for Vietnamese noodles. I mean, you spend, the steaks there start at around, hang on to that, getting a steak there starts at around $60 or $80. The place is right back there, but I'll just show you the street. You can see the kind of Beverly Hills-esque vibe of this place, maybe. Williamsburg meets Beverly Hills. A lot of, bespoke tailoring. Another bespoke tailoring. 2 bespoke tailors. And nice little, there's a Pasteur Street location. Nice little boutiques. And anytime you have bespoke tailoring or bespoke anything, you know it's an expensive neighborhood. You know, nice furniture stores. What else? Danish luxury. Anyone spending money on Danish luxury apparel is certainly an asshole. So I'm sure a good portion of people that live in Thao Dien are very cool, very civilized people, but it certainly wouldn't be too hard to find assholes in this neighborhood, just given the vibe of the place. All right, I'm gonna figure out where this hive is, and I'll see you at the coffee shop. Okay, yeah, here it is, the hive. It's in this little complex called Thao Dien Square, and it's not a bad starting point if you're on the hunt for a co-working space or coffee shop in Thao Dien. Anyway, I'm gonna sign out and enjoy my coffee, and I'll see y'all in the next one.